It isn't known exactly when the peaceful Japanese village of Kuratsu was cursed with the curse of the spirals. The signs were subtle. First, the plants started to grow curling up into themselves. Then, small whirlwinds started to form even when the wind wasn't blowing. And without realizing it, the villagers started being affected too. For Kiri, the first alarm should have gone off after Suichi, her boyfriend, told her about his father's behavior. One day, while Kiri and Suichi were having dinner, he told her about how his father became addicted to collecting objects with a spiral shape. Seashells, craft, and all kinds of spiral-like etchings. At first, Suichi didn't give it much importance until a few weeks later when he started to see his father roam in the streets, completely absorbed by things that had no importance. Snails, vines, his eyes seemed to follow those objects in perfect synchrony, and his eyes even seemed to be spinning too. Suichi started to loathe not only his father but also the entire town. One day, tired of that madness, he told Kiri they should escape from that town together. But where would they go? At first, Kiri thought Suichi was exaggerating, but little by little, the events she was witnessing gradually convinced her that something strange was happening in Kuratsu. Kiri herself started to witness more frequently strange events related to spirals. For instance, sometimes the sound of the school bells seemed to curl up without end within her ears to the point that she believed she was also going crazy. In any case, she never thought that things could get to that extreme. But one day, while accompanying Suichi to his house, a heated dispute surprised them. None of them understood what was going on until they entered Suichi's house. "You damn woman, you threw away my precious collection!" yelled Suichi's father. "I had to do it!" answered Suichi's mother. "Because of your obsession, you aren't even going to work anymore." The man looked at her with fury for a few seconds, then turned around and with disdain he said, "Doesn't matter, I no longer need to collect spirals anymore because I finally understood that I can express them myself with my body." He then left the house, slamming the door behind him. A few days after that incident, Suichi's father was found dead. A private funeral was held with his closest relatives, who were told that he died after falling off the stairs. Nobody was allowed to see his body, and Kiri was thankful for that, since everything that happened was making her sick to her stomach. However, during the cremation, Suichi told Kiri the truth. 2 days before, him and his mother broke into her husband's office after he shut himself in there for days. Suichi and his mom managed to force open the lock to get in, and once they did, they faced a completely dark room with a huge vessel on the ground. When they opened it, a putrid smell filled the room. Inside was Suichi's father, with his body completely curled up as if it were a giant spiral. He had broken all of its bones to be able to curl into himself like that and get into the vessel. He even curled his tongue so many times it was impossible to count them. Kiri couldn't believe what she was hearing. Her expression turned grim just as something else caught her attention. A cloud of black and dense smoke rose from the chimney of the crematorium and into the sky. Then the disfigured and destroyed silhouette of Suichi's father in the vessel formed in the sky with terrifying clarity, and with a monstrous expression it asked, "And you, what are you waiting for to become spirals?" That's how the story of Uzumaki begins, a Japanese horror manga written and illustrated by Junji Ito in 1998. It was serialized by the Big Comic Spirits magazine and was later compiled into 3 volumes. The story takes place in Kuratsu, a peaceful seaside Japanese town. However, one day that peace disappears when a strange phenomenon related to spirals starts turning people insane, dragging them into a world of nightmares. Even 20 years later, Uzumaki is still a classic title in that genre. But it's not the only one. Junji Ito has published about 30 works just as terrifying, among them Gyo or Tommy. If you'd like to see more stories from this author in another Scary Tuesday, don't forget to let us know in the comments. See you in the next video, and remember to be careful with the spirals. You don't want to end up turning into one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, and if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!